And most people that came off the street and they got their career together, they won't even let you know that they've been through it. They try to act brand new. It's a testimony. What you go through, it's for us to inspire somebody else. It's for me to pull the weak ones up. It's for you to pull the weak ones up. We don't go through this because of our own selfish reasons. We go through this to give them a testimony of how far God has brought me.
Every boy growing up had that one old head in the neighborhood that they looked up to, right? I know I did. I know you did too. For me, it was our next door neighbor, Tavo. Tavo, he was from El Salvador. His wife was white. They had 3 boys, and he was like the coolest dude ever. He used to do barbecues on the weekend, right? And he put the grill out in the front yard, and anybody, playing or, having fun in the neighborhood, he would always, hey, come get a hot dog, come get a burger. So he would just open up his grill to everybody in the neighborhood. He taught me how to train my hair to go back. There was a time in my life when I was a kid, I wanted to get my hair all combed back, right? He told me to cut all my hair off. I had to train my hair. He taught me how to use pomade. He gave me this little palm comb where I could comb my hair every day to make it go back. Tavo, for me, he was like the superhero of the neighborhood, right? And as I grew older, he grew older. And I would go back, say hi to him, sit on the porch and talk to him. There were a lot of things that he taught me when I was a kid, but there were a lot of things that he also taught me when I was an adult. Okay, now his wife passed away some years before he did. Just out of the blue one day, he just says, Tino, I gotta tell you something. I never told anybody this, but I was having an affair. And this was like, there's no way that Tavo could have an affair. The man that he was, the husband that he was, the father that he was, no way. You didn't see how Tavo was with his wife. I couldn't believe it. And he told me that he had an affair. He had this girl on the side for like 20 years. And I asked him, I said, what was that about? And he said, it's just, I love my wife, I respected her. She's my world, and there was no way that I was going to leave her or anything like that. But he says, I'm a giver. A natural born giver, and if a giver can't give, a part of him begins to die, and I didn't want that to happen to me. So I started talking to this girl at the job, and one thing led to another, and at first it was more sexual than anything, and later it turned into something more. She had been diagnosed with cancer. She was divorced at the time. Tavo was married, okay, and she knew about his wife and his family, and there was nothing that she wanted to do to break that up. But Tavo, he said, I want to be with you, and the time that I'm with you, but then I got to go back to my life, and that's totally separate thing from you. I will never disrespect my wife, and I will never disrespect you. And in my head, I was like, how does that work? How does one life not spill into the other? But he said, no, you have to put your priorities straight. His wife and his family were his number one priorities. They came first. When he went out, it was like playing golf, he put it. You go out and you play golf and you can hit 18 rounds and then you come back. That's the thing, you always gotta come back. And as long as you have that balance, I didn't see anything wrong with it. I could not leave this girl. She had nobody. I said, well, why didn't she remarry? Why didn't she find somebody else, who could be a potential partner for her? He was like, nah, she was too hung up on me. And I was like, oh, okay. I still didn't get it at the time. I just didn't understand how one life cannot spill into the other, and how you could not get caught. And he did that for 20 years, right? And then I asked him, I said, hey, Tavo, did you ever tell your wife? Did you ever tell Cheryl about, the other girl? Did she ever find out? No, she never found out. Even when she was on her deathbed, I never said anything to her. I said, why? The Bible says the truth shall set you free. Confess your sins. He said, no. See, you don't understand, young man. That's a problem between you and God. You have to allow God to come in and fix you. That had nothing to do with her. Had nothing to do with Cheryl, right? And now, if I were to tell Cheryl about this thing that I had on the side, it would have broke her heart. Would have destroyed her life. I'm not in the position to do that because I love her. And I don't feel it necessary for me to give her that grief. So I just continued to play golf. I said, I get it, but then again, I don't. But then again, I get it. The truth shall set you free. Honesty, this and that. I get that. But if it is going to put you in a position where you have to hurt somebody, main person in your life, like Tavo said, you keep that under wraps. I don't know, but that's how I saw it. I always looked to Tavo for advice, and I also always saw him as a person in my life who had my utmost respect and who I loved, I valued. And every life lesson that he ever taught me at some point was true to heart. I just miss Tavo though, you know. For me, that old head in the neighborhood was Tavo. I know you guys have one too, and I hope that that person helped you in your life. If you disagree with Tavo's way of looking at things, let me know. Let me know what you think. Hey, but I'll be back with that video about how Japanese women love us.